In cities and suburbs across North America, the night belongs to a cast of clever creatures. As the sun sets, two of the most familiar faces emerge from the shadows. They are our urban night neighbors, often seen but not always understood. One is a masked marvel with famously nimble hands. The other is a silent wanderer, a living relic from a much older time. This is the story of the raccoon and the opossum, two masters of adaptation, sharing our modern world. They are both common sights, yet they come from very different backgrounds. The raccoon is easily recognized by its black and white mask and ringed tail. Its most remarkable feature is its paws, which look and function much like human hands. This dexterity allows them to manipulate objects with incredible skill. The opossum, on the other hand, is a more ancient animal. It is North America's only marsupial, meaning it carries its young in a pouch, similar to a kangaroo. A look inside its mouth reveals another surprising trait: a full set of about 50 teeth, more than almost any other mammal on the continent. These are not just two random animals, they're unique specialists who have found a way to thrive alongside us. Their success in our world comes down to different sets of tools. The raccoon's primary advantage is its gripping paws. A raccoon can turn a doorknob, unscrew a jar lid, and unlatch a simple gate. When faced with a trash bin, it uses these sensitive paws to pry open the lid, searching for a potential meal inside. Climbing a fence is a straightforward task, as it can grip wire and wood with all 4 feet. Roofs become elevated highways, easily accessed by climbing downspouts or nearby trees. Their paws are their key to unlocking the city's resources. The opossum approaches these same challenges with a different strategy. While its paws are good for gripping, its secret weapon is its prehensile tail. This tail acts like a fifth limb, providing balance and support. When climbing a fence, an opossum will often wrap its tail around a post or wire for stability. It's not strong enough to hang from for long, but it is an excellent safety anchor. For trash bins, opossums are more likely to take advantage of an already tipped-over container rather than trying to open a secure one. They are opportunists, relying on gravity and good fortune. On a roof, their low-slung body and grasping tail help them navigate steep angles with quiet confidence. In the world of urban survival, senses and smarts are just as important as physical tools. Raccoons are famous for their intelligence. They're exceptional problem solvers, capable of remembering the solutions to complex puzzles for years. If a certain type of lid lock is figured out once, a raccoon will remember how to open it again and again. They learn from observation and experience, making them highly adaptable to new human-made obstacles. Their sense of touch is their most dominant sense, with their paws containing thousands of receptors that help them identify objects without even looking. Opossums operate on a different cognitive model. They are not known for complex problem-solving in the same way as raccoons. Instead, their intelligence is geared toward efficiency and energy conservation. They possess an excellent sense of hearing and a phenomenal sense of smell, which they use to locate food and detect potential danger from a distance. An opossum's brain is wired for survival through avoidance and resourcefulness. It doesn't need to figure out a complicated lock if its nose can lead it to an easier meal down the street. Their strategy is to expend as little energy as possible, a tactic that has served their ancestors well for millions of years. Movement through the complex urban landscape is a nightly test of agility. Both animals are skilled climbers, but they move with different gaits. Raccoons walk with a deliberate rolling motion, but they can break into a surprising burst of speed when needed. They ascend trees and structures with fluid confidence, using their strong claws to find purchase on bark and brick. When crossing a narrow fence top or a tree branch, their low center of gravity and careful paw placement give them excellent balance. They create a mental map of their territory, memorizing the safest and quickest routes between food sources in their den. Opossums move with a slower, more meandering pace. Their walk is a quiet shuffle, perfect for slipping through the night unnoticed. They are also adept climbers, though perhaps less acrobatic than raccoons. Their journey up a tree is more methodical, with their prehensile tail providing constant support. On a narrow power line, or the top of a fence, that tail acts as a crucial counterweight, allowing them to traverse pathways that might seem impossible. Their movement is a picture of caution and stability, designed to navigate the world without attracting attention. When faced with a stressful situation, such as a sudden light or an unexpected encounter, their responses are distinctly different. The opossum is famous for its involuntary defensive reaction. When it feels threatened and cannot escape, it can enter a state that looks like it has perished, falls limp, its breathing and heart rate slow dramatically, and a foul-smelling fluid is emitted. This is not a conscious choice, but a physiological shutdown. Most predators are uninterested in a meal that seems to have already expired, so this dramatic display often convinces them to move on. After the danger has passed, the opossum slowly recovers and continues on its way. Raccoon's response to stress is more direct. It seeks an escape route. Its first instinct is not to confront, but to leave. If startled in a backyard, a raccoon will almost always head for the nearest vertical surface, a tree, a fence, or the side of a house. Climbing puts distance between it and the perceived threat. It wants to get to a high vantage point where it can assess the situation safely. This climb and leave strategy is highly effective in an urban environment where vertical escapes are plentiful. The goal is simple: avoid interaction and get back to the business of the night. Because their territories often overlap, encounters between raccoons, opossums, and humans are common. Most of the time, these meetings are peaceful and brief. An opossum caught in a headlight S-beam will often freeze for a moment before silently slipping into the nearest bush. A raccoon on a porch railing might pause, observe the human watching from a window, and then calmly continue on its path. These animals are not looking for a confrontation. They are simply trying to navigate their world, and we just happen to be a part of it. They have learned to share space with us. Let's imagine a few common scenarios. If a slightly ajar trash bin contains leftovers, who gets to it first? The raccoon, with its keen intelligence and problem-solving skills, is likely to discover and access the food, even if it requires some manipulation. An opossum might benefit later, cleaning up any scraps the raccoon leaves behind. Now imagine both are startled by a barking dog. Who exits safely? The opossum might use its freezing defense if cornered, while the raccoon will immediately sprint to the nearest tree and climb out of reach. Both have a high chance of survival just through different means. On a narrow fence top, the opossum's tail gives it superior balance, while the raccoon relies on its careful, deliberate steps. In most tense moments, a simple display, opossum's open mouth hiss, or the raccoon's slow growls, enough to end the standoff without any physical contact. Each animal respects the other's signal to keep a safe distance. The urban environment itself presents a unique set of challenges. Bright security lights can disrupt their natural nocturnal cycles. The constant noise of traffic can mask the sounds of approaching dangers. Uncontained pets, particularly dogs, pose a significant risk to all wildlife. Humans have also become more adept at securing resources, with advanced lid locks on trash bins making foraging more difficult. Most of all, the simple presence of people can cause stress. Yet these animals continue to adapt. They learn the schedules of garbage collection, the patterns of traffic, in the areas where they are least likely to be disturbed. Living alongside these resilient creatures is a matter of respect and understanding. A few simple practices can ensure a peaceful coexistence. The most important step is to secure trash and compost bins. Using bungee cords or animal-proof containers removes the main attraction for nightly visitors. It's also crucial to never intentionally feed wildlife. Doing so can make them dependent on humans and lose their natural caution, which can lead to negative encounters. Keeping pets indoors at night or supervising them in a securely fenced yard protects both your pet and the local wildlife. If you do encounter a raccoon or an opossum, the best course of action is to give it space. Observe from a distance and allow it to move on. They are not interested in you. They are just passing through. In the end, both the raccoon and the opossum play a valuable role in the urban ecosystem. They are part of nature's cleanup crew, consuming everything from fallen fruit to insects and discarded food that might otherwise attract less desirable pests. Their presence is not a sign of a problem, but a sign of a healthy, functioning environment that is large enough to support a diversity of life. By learning about their adaptations and understanding their behaviors, we can move from a relationship of conflict to one of coexistence. These are not invaders in our world. They are our neighbors, living parallel lives in the quiet of the night. Observing them respectfully from a distance allows us to appreciate the wildness that persists right outside our own doors. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about our urban wildlife, please consider subscribing for more stories from the natural world.